What is goody, YouTube gang? I hope you're all doing well, and thank you for coming to this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the other videos before that, and let's get right into the video.
So this video is, more of a pressing session, but I am doing some pulling movements. So for the most part, I'm working chest, triceps, shoulders, and even my traps. So you're gonna wonder like, hey, how do you do, traps with calisthenics? How can you do traps with calisthenics? It doesn't seem like there's a lot of options out there. Well, because there aren't, right? There's not like really a way to do it unless like you have a bar or some dumbbells. But you're gonna see right here in just a second. I'm gonna be doing, I guess, what you can call inverted dead hang shrugs. But that's a long name. That's a long lame name. So I'm just gonna call them like inverted shrugs. So here I am on the gymnastic rings and I am hanging upside down and I'm practically just shrugging my body weight here. And, if you're a beginner, of course, you might not be able to do many reps. You might not be able to do any reps. And first, you just kind of want to get used to being in that inverted position. If you're like a person who can be, I guess, easily like queasy or get lightheaded, you probably want to be careful. You probably want to be like looking upwards, towards your feet in order just to keep, blood flow going to your head. Another thing with this movement is since the rings are at the sides, that is more in line with like the muscle fibers of your traps. So I feel like you're also kind of getting your traps trained more effectively. I felt quite a good burn. I felt, the tension throughout that muscle. It really did feel like as if I was just doing like shrugs with a heavy barbell. But this time, of course, it's with my body weight and I have the rings to my sides. I felt like even the back of my neck as well. And I did kind of bend my arms a little bit when going up, but that's just to kind of like get an even greater range of motion when I go up. When you see like Olympic lifters do shrugs, you'll see that they're kind of do this thing where it almost looks like as if they're gonna upright row the weight, so they'll bend at the elbows a little bit. But that's not like that doesn't take away from the movement of what your traps are doing, because if anything, that's another component of what your traps are supposed to be doing. So, just bending at the arms a little bit, just kind of allowing me to shrug up even further, really put an even greater contraction on my traps, specifically my upper traps, of course. So all the other pulling movements that I'm doing in this pressing session are going to be reverse curls and face pulls. And the reason why I do pulling movements on my pressing days is, for one, so I won't have so much to do or to worry about on my pulling days. And two, the back, especially your upper back and your forearms and your biceps, over time they're able to recover a lot more quickly than like your triceps or your chest or even your shoulders. So I don't have a problem with, on my pressing days, supersetting some of my pressing movements with pulling movements. And then on my pulling movements, I'm still doing, whatever regular exercises I do there. It has no type of effect whatsoever. And if you're a beginner, of course, you don't want to tax your body like that. You probably want to try and fit everything, you know, by themselves, like all your pulling movements on this day, all your pushing movements on this day. But at some point, you can kind of like cheat the system with your conditioning, and you can get away with doing some extra pulling volume on your pressing days than you would on your pulling days. I am also on break from school. So, I had a long, treacherous 10 weeks, very grueling. And, I was practically crawling the entire time. But now it's all over. And, I have 2 months actually. So, during that time, I'll probably have more time, of course, to dedicate to this channel, or at least in a way to pay closer attention to the way I put up videos and things like that. I'm not really going to try and change the format or anything. I like the style in which I upload, keeping it very simple. I feel like it makes it just a bit more personal. I'm not gonna like do anything where I'm gonna write a script for what I have to say or things like that. Because again, I just kind of want this to be like as if this is my training log. This is like some type of journal that I'm putting out on the internet, and just keeping it simple, right? Just keeping it simple, right? This is my channel is basically a compilation of types of videos that I would watch personally. So it's like I'm not gonna change it to be like some big like actual fancy YouTube video or whatever with a bunch of crazy edits. But of course, I'm just going to be able to allow for more quality in general to be within these videos. Since I'm going to be having more time in general from, day to day. Of course, I'm going to like pick up more shifts for work since I only work on the weekends. If I won't be really doing anything, of course, I am going to have like holidays, right? I'm going to be spending time with family since we have like Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, and then there's New Year's. So it's like, I'm glad for that. I'm glad we have those 2 months off, for all of those holidays. But again, I have to try and also find a way to make myself feel useful. So I won't just be sitting around like watching TV and playing Zelda all day. But I'm sure I'll find something. And I might even try and train in different locations. I have just practically my backyard and my home gym, and that might get stale pretty soon. Just for me in general, I just kind of like to go to different environments and train. There was that one time where I was with Andrew and we trained at that calisthenics park. There were a couple times where I was just like one other time where I was at Stone Mountain and I uploaded a video from there if any of you saw it. But there are a couple of calisthenics parks where I am. Of course, not as much as like let's say New York, and they're all really a good drive away. But I do want to try and make that effort, and to visit these locations and work out there. Of course, when I can and when I'm able to. And I also feel it'll allow me to just have more fun as well. And hopefully, with me, having a bit more time on my hands when it comes to having a break from school, maybe I'll be able to work out with friends a lot more often. So, you might just be seeing, possibly, I'm not going to try and say anything, but, you know, there could be a possibility of just me and my friends hanging out. So, I might be working out with them and I'll be uploading videos with other people in it, and not just me. Hey, man, and maybe one day, I could probably get my dad here and, film a workout with him. But all in all, that's about all of it. You know, for whatever reason, there isn't much for me to say. Like, there isn't a lot coming off of the dome. Sometimes I could just press record and, like, something might come out. But today it's just, I guess, like, not much for me to say. This is my first day into the break. So, maybe just my mind is on just, like, rest mode right now. And it's not trying to, like, be so deep and, philosophical. But in general, this was a good workout. I'm having a good day pretty far. And, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are putting the work in. I hope that everybody that's watching this video isn't just watching this video and not doing anything, right? I hope you're watching this video and then you take the information or you take what you see and you apply it to your own life, right? You can't just consume information without any type of action, right? At that point, it's like, you'd be better off just not consuming any of that information and just trying to learn things on your own without any practical advice. But in general, I hope you guys are getting that work in. I hope you guys are trying to better yourselves, every day. And yeah, man, take it easy, guys. See you guys in the next video. I will still have the rest of my workout playing here. So, if you want to stay around and you want to keep watching that, you can if you want. So, see you guys in the next video. That is hard. Maybe I should try something else.
Ah, ooh.